Hello, good morning. This is May Dodolao, and we are live on the air. It is 6:02 a.m. Sorry, it took me a little longer to get started, 2 minutes late. I apologize for that. However, we are going to get started right away. So today's hangout is about how to make more money, and it's a step-by-step process we're going to go through today. And as long as you stay through it and do what I say from beginning to end, it will change your life and you will start making more money if you take this seriously. Okay? Now, this webcast is called Enjoy the Journey, and the reason it's called Enjoy the Journey is due to the fact that I'm an internet marketer, and I, and in my life in general and internet marketing, I realized that sometimes I would have these amazing days. Like this first day, I made a lot of money online. I made over $4,000 online with my husband. We were like so excited. I cannot even tell you how excited we were because I never made that much money in my life in anything. In a day. Not in anything. So I was like over $4,000 in a day, and I was like, holy moly, this thing works. And at the time we were in a hospital. I was in a class with my husband learning what to do with our baby because I was pregnant, about to give birth in like a month or two, and we were taking a class on what to do, how to take care of a baby, how to change his diaper, all kinds of stuff like that. And I got a notification, and when we left class, we found out we made $4,000+ and we were like, whoa. Now, if you know me and you're on my email list and I've been talking about my business, I would like to say this disclaimer. Just because I made over $4,000 in an internet business is not guaranteed that you would. All right. My results are not typical. I spend time on my internet business. As you know, I do these live weekly hangouts. I blog. I do some steps. So my results are not typical. Okay. I just want to say that right away. If you are thinking about doing an internet business, which I hope you are, then you can totally do it. It's just that I don't want you to believe that I'm guaranteeing that you'll make money as if it's like an investment or something, because it's a business. Okay, businesses are different than investments. And investments don't always make money either, actually, technically speaking. So anyway, moving on. That's why when you're doing investment, they have a huge disclaimer too, like bigger than mine. In our internet business, we have to give out a disclaimer, right? It's the law, right? And this is a U.S. law. And when you do investments, they give you a huge disclaimer, a very big one, because you can invest and lose money, right? Like they did in 2009, and they want people to know all the risks and all that. So it's all good. It's so we can make educated decisions, right? Well, just because there's a lot of risk in investing, do people not invest? No, a lot of people invest, right? Because if you want to make bigger money, you have to invest. So there's a lot of interesting things there, right? We do have to put disclaimers on though, because if you don't know what you're doing, it could hurt you, right? It's like, kind of like when you're driving a car. If you don't know how to operate the car, you could get hurt. Yeah. However, if you know how to operate a car, you can go far. You can go all these places you couldn't go before. You can do a lot of things you couldn't do. Your power is increased a lot. So it's kind of like that. Same as our business. You know what to do with it, your income can increase a lot. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't get the proper training, then it might hurt you because you might put a lot into it and nothing come out. You know what I mean? Something like that. So before I begin, and I'm going to begin the process shortly, I want to put my name on the screen for you to see. And if you're wondering where I am, I'm in my car. And if you're wondering why I'm in my car, it's because I have a baby in the house. We don't have soundproof rooms or anything. And every time I used to do this, I'd have difficulty because he would wake up or, do things like that. And I would have to end it early or all kinds of stuff. And I finally realized if I do it in the car, he doesn't hear me. Everybody's happy. I don't make a lot of noise in the house, So I do these hangouts early in the morning in Hawaii at 6 a.m. before my household is really awake. So it's a good way for me to do these hangouts and not wake anybody up. So that's why I'm in my car. It's very quiet in a car, it's kind of private. So that's where I am. I'm in my car. So There you go. That's my name, May Duldalau, and the website where you can get a replay of this hangout if you want to come back later, if you want to go through the process again, is that Can Do It. Oh, sorry, that's not correct. Can Do It blog. CanDoItBlog.com. Okay, let's turn that on again. CanDoItBlog.com. All right. So www.candoitblog.com. All right. Now let's begin. So in this hangout, I want to talk to you about money. Do you want to make more money? Now, if you're saying yes, you're like most people. Most people want to make more money. In fact, people with a lot of money still want to make more money. Okay, most people just want to make more money. Now, most people want to make more money. How come most people don't? Okay, that is a good question, right? Now, we're talking about something very important here, and I'm talking to you very practically, because if you're watching this, I promised you that I was going to go through a step-by-step process to help you make more money, and I was telling the truth. And if you're on my email list, I'm going to be emailing out more and more exciting and developments in how to make more money and also internet marketing. So if you're on my email list, it's going to get good. Okay, I know I was kind of off for a month or two, about a month or two, because I was sick for 1 month. I was like house hunting and a little stressed out, and then yeah, and then I had to recover and rest, kind of redo my schedule and some things in my life so that I can handle certain things better. And now that it's all cleared up, I'm ready to go. And we're going to get real regular. So we're going to do these weekly hangouts, and we're also going to do some very, very helpful and informative lessons every week. So if you're on my email list, it's a perfect time, because now is the time to get started with me. I'm on the path to the millionaire ring. There's this ring in our business. It's called the Millionaire Earners Ring. And our founder and owner, who already has one, who's already made more than 1, 2, 3 million in this business, and we've only been in business for about 3.5 years, he has made a commitment to create 100 new millionaire ring earners every year. So that is a very cool goal for a business. I think it's awesome. I'm excited because there's all the support now. And also, I am on my way toward that goal with my husband. We're revved up, ready to go. So now is a good time to get started with us, because we're going to take anyone with us on the same road we're going. So everything we do, we're going to teach you how to do. As we go along, we're going to do it with you. And we're going to Vegas soon to meet up with our, millionaire earner colleagues. I don't know how to call them, like Lawrence Tam, and other people who have already made that $1 million ring goal. And we're going to go with them and learn from them, and also work with them to, because they want us to make our million. It's like a team effort. It's really cool. So anyway, let's talk about beliefs, because this is extremely important. I'm going to ask you this. If you believe that you can work out, let's say you're overweight and unhealthy. Let's say if you believe that if you start changing how you eat and exercising, and then you're going to lose weight, feel great, look better, your life is going to get better. If you really believe that, will you do it? Now, if you're thinking about this, the answer is yes. If you believe that you change your diet, start exercising, working out, you will change your lifestyle, and you will do it because you want to be healthier, right? Or maybe not. Okay, this is for someone who wants to be healthier. Say you just had a heart attack, your doctor says do it, and you know that it will happen because everyone around you exercising, changes their lifestyle, gets healthier and better looking and all that kind of thing. And you're like, you know what? It's my time. I believe I can do it. Then you know what you do? When you actually believe you can do it, you start taking actions to accomplish it, right? So you're going to start going to the gym. Maybe you'll hire a trainer to help motivate you. Then maybe you start changing your diet. How do you change your diet? Well, maybe you join Nutrisystem. Or maybe your friend eats healthy and you ask for their help. Or maybe you know how to eat healthier, you just never did because you didn't think it would matter. And now that you had a heart attack, you're like, okay, it does matter. I might die tomorrow. I need to change. So this is very common. See this all the time. People let their health go to, and The same thing happens with money, okay? Now, if you have a money situation that's in dire, terrible straits, okay, say you let yourself, you haven't saved money all your life, you just spend, 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 and then you started spending what you didn't have, so you got into big amounts of debt, and then you stop paying your debts, so you're just like going down, 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 right? Now, if you believed, okay, say you were talking to someone who was wealthy and there's someone you trust. Maybe they went to school with you. Maybe you went to high school together or elementary school together and you were the same, you know, your parents were the same in terms of money, and now they're rich and you are poor, poor, poor. And you talk to them because they're your friend, right? And you believe them because they were your friend. You know, they're still your friend from high school or elementary school, whatever, and they tell you some things about money, and then you start to believe it. When you start to believe it, do you think you will change your actions? Now, what's one of the things they might tell you? Well, someone with a lot of money will probably tell you if you want to have a lot of money, you need to save money and you need to pay yourself first. And you might never have heard of this because maybe if you had, you wouldn't have done that in the first place and spent all your money, never saved for yourself, and then spent money you didn't have, and then stop paying everyone back, and then go down the hole, right? So you listen to your friend who has a lot of money, and you start to believe. You start to believe that it's possible for you to have money. And when you talk to your friend that's rich, and you hear about how they became wealthy, and they talk about how they saved, and then they accumulated enough money to buy a house, and then the house appreciated in value and they sold it, and then they had a whole bunch of money and they invested it, and now they just live off that, and then they started meeting people who were influential who wanted to go to business deals with them, and they made more and more money, and then you're like, oh, this person is just like me. We went to the same school together, and if they can do it, I can do it. So what it really comes down to, and what the point of this introduction is that everything comes down to belief. If you believe you can do something, you start taking actions to do it, right? I remember back when I started running. Not that long ago, I started running long distance races about maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago now. So maybe it is a while ago. I think it's about 8 years ago. I started running, and the first one I trained for was about 6 miles, maybe. Okay, a 6 mile race. And to me, that was really long, you know. And at the time, I remember thinking a marathon is impossible. Never do it. Crazy people do marathons. They are so long, you know. It's like, you know, and I didn't believe I could do it. Okay, so I trained for the 6 mile race, and I did it. It was awesome. It was like, yay, you know. And then I started doing triathlons, and the triathlon I did had like it had like it wasn't 6 miles to run, it was like a 3 mile run in it. It was you swim, you bike about 25 miles, and you run 3 miles or something like that. And I remember doing that, and I was like, wow, I did a triathlon. I love swimming, that's why. And then for some reason one day, you know, I knew, like, a triathlon, you swim, you bike, you run, right? I knew that I wanted to do and that I could do an Ironman. Now, what is an Ironman? An Ironman is when you swim 2.4 miles, okay? Then you bike 112 miles, and then you run a marathon, okay? Now, I've never even run a marathon before. I used to think marathons were impossible. And then I changed my mind. You know, I just believed I could do a triathlon because I knew I could swim, I knew I could bike, and I'm like, I can do this. I can run it too. And as soon as I believed I could do an Ironman, I signed up for the marathon and I did one because I had to do a marathon to train for the Ironman. My goal got so much bigger, right? Ironman as opposed to marathon, that the marathon was just a step toward this bigger goal. And then the marathon became just a small thing I had to do before I get to the Ironman, which was the big goal, right? What does this teach you? It teaches me belief. As soon as I believed I could do a marathon and that it was just a stepping stone, it's something. Hi, we had a little technical difficulty and I'm back. Okay, So I'm not going to pretend that the marathon was easy, all right? The marathon was challenging. However, the point is that as soon as I believed I could do a marathon, I took the steps to do it, and I did it. And it only took me, after I believed I could do it, the next year I did a marathon, okay? So what is the point of that? The point I'm saying this and about money is this. If you believe you can make more money, and that's what this is about, making more money. If you believe you can make more money, you can become wealthy, you can become financially free, then what happens is you take the steps to do it and it becomes true. Just like anything. I believe I can make an apple pie. So I'm going to go out, buy the ingredients, I'm going to make the crust, I'm going to get the apples, cut them up, I'm going to bake it, and I'm going to make an apple pie. It's the same for anything. If you believe that you can become wealthy, you will take the steps to become wealthy, and you will become wealthy. All right? Now, that's where the key is, and that's what we're talking about today in this webinar, is we're going to talk about belief. We're going to talk about how to create the belief, because once the belief is there, once you truly believe it is true, you will take the steps you need to do. And if you don't know what they are, you will find out what they are, because there are plenty of books, people, TV shows, like there's plenty of stuff out there teaching you how to become financially free. If you don't know how to become financially free, you can go to my blog on financial freedom. And since we had that little ending of webcast and we came back, I can put my information back here. And since I will put that blog up so you can find out where that is. So there are processes and steps to becoming financially free. Okay, so there's my name again, Maydul Dalal. Yes, financiallyfree.com is the blog that I have that's just only on financial freedom. So I have two blogs. CanDoItBlog.com is about blogging, right? Becoming successful in the internet. And yes, financiallyfree.com is all about financial freedom. So I talk about stuff like bonds, you know, like dividend yielding real estate investment trusts. And I talk about mindset exercise, all kinds of things. So different kind of blog. If you want to become financially free, highly recommend financiallyfree.com. It has information about that. However, if you don't go to that blog, there are plenty of books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Cash Flow Quadrant. There's Think and Grow Rich. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, The Richest Man in Babylon. I mean, there's so many books. The Millionaire Next Door. Money is my friend. You know, it's like there's a lot of books out there about how to become financially free, how to become wealthy. You can Google Warren Buffett videos, right? I just learned that Warren Buffett doesn't like to invest in gold, you know, because it's a commodity that doesn't produce anything. It just sits there and glitters and gleams, and it's not like farmland where you can produce things. I didn't, you know. So these things, this education that you need to become financially free is out there everywhere, actually. It's just like when you want to lose weight. Education's everywhere. The point is that if you don't believe you can become wealthy, you won't see it, you won't pay attention to it, you won't register in your brain. As soon as you believe you can do something and you start taking steps to do it, your life changes in that direction. And it's that simple. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. This is the basic beginning, okay? Now, the first premise, okay? You have to believe, and then you can make it happen, all right? This is kind of basic. However, this is the point, okay? Most people I know don't believe they can become wealthy. They don't believe they can become financially free. So they stay in the same job. They don't learn about investing. They don't save their money. And they don't ever become wealthy because they don't think they can. They think only certain people are wealthy, like the royalty in England or whatever. So what I'm saying to you is this. If you believe it, it is possible. And it is not that hard to believe that you can be wealthy. All right? Not that hard. However, it's going to take a little effort, and we're going to start today with that effort, all right? Now, there's one more metaphor I want to give you, and that is this one metaphor I learned from David Wood. He talks about a horse. And the reason he talks about a horse in this metaphor is because he wants to explain your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and why beliefs really do govern your life. So your conscious mind, all right, your conscious mind, you want to become wealthy. Okay, that's what your conscious mind is saying. You're on a horse. Your horse is your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind will do whatever you tell it in general, right? If you're riding your horse and you pull the reins, it'll turn. If you pull the reins this way, it'll turn. If you kick it, it'll go faster, you know, the horse, right? Now, what if the horse is thirsty? It doesn't matter how much you want to pull it or kick it or make it move, it is going to go towards the river it sees and drink water. And it has nothing to do with anything you do, okay? Now, what does that mean? That means we have these systems in our brain. One is our conscious mind and one is our subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is full of our habits, everything we've trained ourselves from when we were little. Okay, our subconscious mind is very important because it allows us to do things like breathe without thinking about it, you know, learn how to drive a car, and then when we drive, we're not thinking about it anymore, thinking about where to go. You know, when we first started learning to drive a car, everything was new. We had to figure out everything, right? We had to figure out where to put our feet, how to turn the key, you know, how to back up, what to look at, mirrors, you know, it was all like, whoa. However, once you learn it, it becomes automatic. You just know, you know, it's like a habit. That is the subconscious mind, okay? So a lot of what we do every day is in our subconscious mind. From when we were little, we learned a lot of stuff. With my baby right now, Jordan, he's learning how to talk, you know, talking, subconscious, okay? You don't concentrate on the words you're saying and how you say them. When you're a baby, it's not easy to pronunciate. Every word is like, you know, wow, this is a new word for me. I have to learn how to say it. You know, it starts out with everything this way. Subconscious is how we take all this information and create habits out of it so that we can build upon it. Okay, so the subconscious mind is very important and we need it. However, in terms of beliefs, sometimes it has beliefs that do not help us and they hurt us towards our goals. And sometimes our subconscious mind and our regular mind are going different ways. Like if you decide you want to be wealthy, all right, you decide you want to be wealthy, and yet you're not taking the steps to become wealthy because your subconscious mind has already been trained to do what it does right now. Okay? It's like, ooh, a sale. We could buy something on sale, save so much money. Let's go buy it and spend money because it thinks it's saving money because it's on sale. That's a subconscious thing, right? You have to retrain your subconscious mind. And that is the key to this training. And it is extremely important. I will not even iterate this enough because once you train your subconscious mind to be going the same way as your conscious mind, then you can get your goal. If it's not going the same way, your subconscious mind is going to keep throwing barriers. It's going to keep doing things to stop you. Another example of that is if you decided you wanted to lose weight, look healthy, you know, get your ideal weight, get in shape, look great, and yet you keep getting these cravings to eat junk food. And every time you want to work out, you get sleepy and you don't go to the gym, you fall asleep. What is that? That's your subconscious mind doing what it always does. Since it was, you know, young, it's been trained to act this way. And if you want to just change it all of a sudden, you have to do something different, right? You have to do something different. And that's not just deciding, it's changing the belief you have about what you need to do. Now, we're going to go step-by-step process. I have the steps here. I'm going to share them with you. We're going to do them together. Every time you do this process, you get closer to whatever goal you want to have, especially a goal that you have and you're just not making any progress. If you have a goal like that, this is the process to go through. Okay, so we're talking about making more money. So what is your belief about money? Now, if you don't know what your beliefs are, think about it. If I said to you, okay, you're going to make more money starting tomorrow, what are your first thoughts? What comes to your mind first? Is it, yeah, right, no way, I wish, you know, why? You know, maybe your thought is, I'm always living paycheck to paycheck. You know, I don't know how I'm going to be able to save money. Like you said, you know, to be financial, you have to save money. There's no way I can save money. I have to use all my money to pay bills first. Otherwise, I get in trouble. I have to pay my bills, and I don't have anything left to save. Okay, so that's a belief, you know. you have a belief that you have to pay the bills first, all right? Or maybe you have a belief that there's no way I could ever be wealthy. Maybe you have a belief that only people with money have money, and I wasn't born with money, and only if you're born with money can you have money, right? So what is your belief about money? You know, what is it about money that in your head? Okay, I'm talking about you, because you're the only one that matters here, right? Everyone has different thoughts in their head, okay? I have different thoughts about money than you have different thoughts about money than Warren Buffett has thoughts about money, okay? Whatever your thoughts about money are the only ones that are important, because those are the ones ruling your life. Okay, the ones ruling my life are my thoughts, okay? So I had a couple thoughts that used to run my life. And if you have some thoughts that are in your head, use those, okay? Let's think of some now that might be relevant. Okay, so you're going to start making more money tomorrow. And then you have this belief that my money isn't going to become, I'm not going to make more money tomorrow because my job is going to be the same, right? Maybe you're in a job. You have a set salary. How am I going to make more money tomorrow when the money coming in is always the same? How is that possible? And I'm not going to take another job because I'm a house mom or a housewife or whatever, and I have to come home and take care of my kid, and there's no way I'm going to be able to take another job. You know, my kid is another job, and I don't get paid for that, so my money is set, and there's no way I can make more. Okay, that's a belief. There is a belief there that your money is set, and there's no way you can make any more. So how can you make more money, right? And if all your money is going to your bills now, and there's nothing left for you, then how can you make any more? So that's a belief. All right, so we'll start with that one because a lot of people have that belief. You know, how can I make more money? My money is set. You know, I don't see myself getting a promotion tomorrow. You know, I don't see myself, you know, making more money anytime soon. And even if I got a promotion in my job, it only gives me, you know, this much more money, you know. So let's talk about this. All right, so that's the belief. My income is set. I'm not going to make more money. It's already set by my salary. And there's no other way to make more money because I have no other time to do another job. Okay, that's your belief. Let's start there. All right, so the first step in this process is there's 14 steps. All right, first step, positive intention. All behavior is unconscious, and all unconscious behavior has a positive intention, even when the behavior is negative. What does that mean? Everything you do in your unconscious mind is for a good cause. Your unconscious mind is protecting you or doing something good for you. It thinks it is, okay? So if you have this belief that your money is set and predetermined and it's not going to change, what is a positive intention about that belief? Well, one good thing about having a belief like that is that you're going to show up to work every day because you know you're going to get the money that you're promised, right? And it offers you stability because you know how much you're going to get, which makes you feel stable, and that gives you like a safe, stable like outlook on your money, right? So you know you're going to make money. It's the same amount every day, and the positive intention behind that is that, you know, I'm going to make money. It's stable. It's always there. You know, I can depend on it, even though it's not a lot. It's my money. It's what I know is coming. I'm doing something that's making money, and it's there for my family, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to make that money. Okay, so that's the positive intention behind that belief. Remember, the belief is that my money is set. I only make this much money. I have a salary. That's all I make, right? I'm not going to make any more money. So that's this belief in your head, all right? So like I said, the belief is there because, you know, probably to protect you into thinking, okay, I need this job. I should keep going because when I go, I make money, and the money is very stable, and so I can count on it. You know, something I can count on. It's safe. It protects me and my family so that I have some money. Okay? So that's the positive intention behind it. Let's redefine the second step. Okay, the first step is that positive intention. Now, if you know what the positive intention is behind it, you can kind of understand why you have that belief, and then maybe you can understand how to change it. All right, because you can have a positive intention beside another belief. Now, you may not even thought of any other belief because you're so stuck in this belief. It never occurred to you that there are other ways to make money that don't require a lot of time that you can do even with your job. Because, like, when I started out, I had a job, I had a set income, very set income, and I was like, how do I make more? And then I just found ways. And I started giving myself raises every year because I was investing my money. Okay? And I started saving too. I started saving money. And then the money I saved, I would invest. And then those investments started making me monthly income, right? Now we've been growing our family's monthly income ever since. Nothing to do with my job. Now then again, I also changed my job so that now my income changes every month depending on how much work I do, how good I do at work. So my job changed and now I make even more money. And it all started with a belief that I could make more money without spending more time. Okay, so there is a belief that, you know, the more money you want to make, the more time you have to spend. Maybe that's the belief we're really talking about. You know, I have a set amount of income, I have a set amount of time, that's all the money I can make. Well, you can make more money and spend equal time. You can make more money and spend less time. Okay, that's the truth. That is a belief. That is a true belief. Now, do you believe it? If you're not doing well with money now, you probably don't believe that. And that's what we're working on. So the belief, again, is that my money is set, never going to change, because my job's not changing anytime soon. Now, the positive intention is safety. It's there. Let's redefine it, okay? Are there any characteristics of disbelief that could be redefined to mean something else? What that means is, let's redefine this belief, okay? If you think that you can only make a certain amount of money with your job, then maybe we need to change how you think about how you make money in this world. Like, maybe it's true. Maybe in the job that you have with this employer, they can only pay you a certain amount of money because that's the value you bring to the world, right? It costs this much. Say you build houses. It costs, people pay this much to build a house. That's how much I can pay you to build a house, right? It's not going to change. People are going to pay what they're going to pay to build a house, and the cost of materials go up and down, and I can only pay you so much money, and that's just the way it is, and I have to do business. You know, it's just nothing personal. So that being said, about that belief, how can you change the idea that you can only make a set amount of money? Well, what if you decided to change your job, right? What if you decided to get better at your job, so now you're doing the work of two people, you know, because you're getting so much better at it than one, so you get paid double. Or maybe you just cut your expenses, you start saving money, and then you start investing it with someone who knows about investing, a financial planner, or somebody who is actually wealthy and who's someone. If you ever want to invest, be sure you pick someone who's like you and who's more successful. Okay, so say you have a family, you have kids, say you work out like me. I work out, I exercise, I have kids. I want a financial advisor who works out, exercises, has kids, so that he understands how to make money in my situation. I don't want a financial advisor who's single and fat and unhealthy, because then he doesn't know how to exercise. He's not me. I don't want to be like him. You know what I mean? Pick a financial advisor that you want to be like, who's more successful, and then do what they say, because they know what they're talking about. They're going to take the money you save, you're going to invest it, and then you're going to start making money back. And then your income has increased by yourself with your own money. Okay, so isn't it that belief that your money is set and that you'll never make any more? Isn't that something that's stopping you from doing the steps to make more money? Like, isn't it stopping you from decreasing your expenses so that you can save money, so that you can finally invest in yourself and make more? Isn't that belief making you think that you have to spend all the money you make every month and go into debt? Isn't that belief controlling what you spend your money on? Because if you're making money and you're spending all the money you have, isn't that making you poor, right? Do you really have to spend all the money you make? Don't you think you can save some of it, right? Isn't this belief stopping you from saving money? Isn't this belief stopping you from increasing your skills at work? Isn't this belief? So if we just change this belief, you know, maybe this belief isn't even true. You know, maybe If I work this job better, I can make more money. Maybe if I just start increasing my skills, pay more attention, just do a little more at work, I could change to a manager position or something even better and then make even more money. Maybe if I stop paying for such a high television cable bill or something like that, I could save money. Because do I really need to watch television? You know, certain things may go through your head. When you believe you can become wealthy and you believe that the money you make you can make more, start having ideas on how to do that, okay? Number 3, consequences. What is the negative consequence of continuing to believe this thing that you believe? What are the positive consequences of changing it? What positive outcomes is this belief having in your life? What is it producing that is actually positive for you? Okay. Positive consequences. Let's talk about negative consequences and positive consequences. So what is the belief? The belief that you might have that your money's not going to change. The money you make is the money you make, and that's it. And there's nothing you can do about it because your job's not going to change. They're not going to give you a raise tomorrow. Okay, that's your belief. What is the negative consequence of that belief? The negative consequence of that belief is that you will continue to make the same amount of money, and you're not going to become wealthy. Okay, you're still going to be living paycheck to paycheck. Money is going to be a stress in your life. Your family is never going to get better. Your kids are not going to learn how to become wealthy because they're going to learn from you, and they're going to learn bad habits about money from you. You're going to feel stuck because you're going to feel like your money will never increase, right? You might even go your whole life, at the end of your life, wonder if you could have ever done anything better. That's the negative consequence of that belief. So, what is a positive consequence of changing it? If you change that belief that your money is always going to be the same, that there's nothing you can do to make more, let's say you change it and you realize there is something I can do to make more money. I can save money, start investing. I can learn more skills at my job so I can get promoted. I can look around for a better job that suits me better, that I get paid more. I can mentor people who are making more money, listen to what they have to say and do what they say. I can start saving money. You know, all these things. If I just change that belief and I start taking actions to start making more money, what are the positive consequences? The positive consequences are my children are going to see that there is a way to change the circumstances of your life, that you can make your dreams come true, that you can become financially successful, that I can become that high income earner that I've always wanted to be, that I can change and create my destiny, that dreams come true and that I matter, that I deserve more and that they deserve more, and that we can create whatever we want in our life. So there's a negative consequence, that's the positive consequence of changing that belief that you're never going to make more and your money's set and there's only a certain amount of money you can make. Step 4 is called chunking down. Get into more specific details of this belief. Now, if you're with me and you're following these steps, I guarantee that your belief about money is going to change if you have this belief. If you take these steps and use it with your own beliefs, it's going to change your beliefs. If you quit now and you stop watching and you don't do the process, nothing's going to change for you, okay? And if you quit, that's probably because you have a belief that nothing I do will change anything, okay? And that belief is wrong. And anyone who really thinks about it knows that when you have a belief that you can do something, you will do it. And I know you know that in your heart because it's true, okay? So moving on, step 4. So stay with me and do the steps with me. Chunk down. The belief, I'll never make any money, more money than I do because that's the way it is. So what is more specific? What is more specific is that in my particular job, they only pay this amount of money. Do they? The job that you do does everyone get paid the same? Does everyone get paid the same exact amount of money? Is that true? You know, when you think about it, maybe not, right? Maybe at the other firm where they do the exact same thing you do, they pay everyone more, right? Or maybe someone in your company gets paid more because they do the job better, right? Yes. Or maybe you know someone who has a lower paying job who has more money than you. What are they doing? Maybe they invest their money. Maybe they have other options for themselves, right? Maybe this thought that this job only pays a certain amount of money is not even true, because everyone's getting paid differently, and other companies pay differently than your company, and this particular job and these particular skills are useful maybe in other jobs that you didn't even think of that pay more money. And maybe if you become better at it and you start teaching other people what you do, you become more valuable to your company and other people, and then maybe someone from another company will want you to work for them and pay you more money. Isn't it true that not everyone makes the same amount of money in this very job that you're in that you think is only set in stone? Isn't it true that people make different amounts of money doing the same job? Maybe they just do it better, or maybe they just know someone else who is in a field or in a place where the work is more in high demand. You know, maybe what you do here is not in high demand, but maybe if you go there, everyone wants it and they're going to pay you more money for it. It's like teaching English. When I went to Taiwan to teach English, I got paid and there were plenty of jobs. However, there's less jobs in America where everyone speaks English. It's not as high paying. It depends where you're at. Where are you? What is your market? How do you do your job? What company do you work for? There's a lot of factors here. So if you go down to your specific job and what you do, isn't it true that you could make more money doing the same thing if you really thought about it? So why would you think your money is always going to stay the same? Where does that belief come from, right? So chunking up, number 5, chunking up. That was chunking down, going specific. Chunking up is going up to a bigger picture focus. So in this job, let's go to the field. Let's say you do construction. So let's go to the field of construction and home building, right? In this field of construction and home building, you have this job. Okay, let's go bigger. In this field of construction and home building, isn't it true that there are people that make tons of money? And they are no smarter than you. They're no better than you. In fact, they're paying you to do what they have to do to make that huge amount of money. Isn't that true? Isn't it true that there are people out there with your skills that are making way more money than you? And they're not spending more time, right? Isn't it true that if you knew how to just position yourself like them, you could make way more money because you know what to do, especially construction? Because if you do construction, you know how to build a house. That means you could build houses. You could manage other people to build houses if you know what to do already, right? You could become that person who's hiring people to help you build a house because you're just not going to be able to do it all. You need help. However, you know what to do, right? Especially if you're in a lower level job. You usually do all the grunt work, so you know exactly what you need to do. So the lower paid you are, probably the more you know anyway about what you do. Now, if you know exactly what you need to do, isn't it true that you could become someone higher up to train other people and make way more money if you thought about the global picture of it? And isn't it true that in this industry we do make a lot of money? Say it's construction and building, lots of money, right? So why would you think you have to stay down here and work for someone else when you could start with small projects, helping other people, doing your own thing, getting paid independently, so you can get all the money and then hire people to help you, just like they do? Is it that hard? If you think about it from a higher level, maybe it's something I could do. You know, I never thought about it. However, maybe it is. That's chunking up. Okay? Remember, our belief is that we only make the same amount of money. It's not going to change. Our job's not going to change. And that's just set in stone. Okay? So that's a belief. We're changing it because it's not a healthy belief. Well, if you want to make more money, then you have to believe it's possible for you to make more money. And you don't want a belief that says you always make the same amount, right? So that's the belief we're working on. Number 6, counterexample. Okay. Are there other people that you know that make more money? Are there other people that you know that make more money, that used to make a certain amount of money and then they started making more and more? Are there people like that you know? Yes. There's people I know. If there's people you don't know, email me and I'll tell you people. Because there are people I know who were making a set amount of money and then they changed. Okay? I know plenty of them. All right? Talk about what? Lawrence Tam. Lawrence Tam was in this engineering job set at $60,000 a year. That was his income. 60,000 a year, you know, that was his income. And sometimes he'd get laid off, have to find another engineering job. Income same. What happened? He started doing internet marketing, right? And then his income and network marketing. He did internet marketing, network marketing, he did both, okay? His income would change a little bit, fluctuate. So it wasn't always making 60,000. He wasn't making a set new income, however, and then suddenly he started making 5-figure months. Okay, so tens of thousands, 20,000 in months. And then he started doing that every month from his internet business. So his set income of 60,000 a year became 60,000 a month for months. I mean, the guy became a millionaire. Now, is he any different from me? Well, I mean, he is. He's Lawrence Tam. However, he's an engineer. He had a set job. He was making a set income, and he changed it. He changed it, and now he's a millionaire. That's only one example. That's only one example. Okay, I know other people. There's another example is me. If you're watching this now, you know a counterexample is me. I used to make a set amount of money in my job. And then what did I do? I had this belief that I could change it. So I went to my boss and I have to change my job. I have to get into sales. Because sales, you get rated on your performance, and then if you do better, you get more money. Because if you create more sales, you're bringing more money in, and then you get paid more. And I'm like, I need to get into sales. And so I got into sales. It was kind of rough in the beginning. And now I make more money. Not only that, I got into internet business. Like I said, we had a couple months, we made over $4,000, which is more than I was making at my job. Okay, so suddenly income went up like that because I had a belief. I had a belief that I could change it. My investment, I've been saving for years, and now I have investments that are growing and growing and growing. I started saving when the market was down, and now my investments are so big. My investment advisors like, you got to move it into stable funds. We don't want you to lose your money, right? And then when the market was down, you got to buy more. I never used to do this. I never used to have so much money that I had to move it into some stable fund so that when the market goes down, I can go back in and buy more. And never used to think about this. I have dividends. I have dividends that come in every month from investment accounts that I own and that I manage. That if I didn't work my job, I would still get these dividends every month. How did I do this? I just changed my belief. I make more money every year than I did the prior year. And my job is, I still work at the same place. However, I changed my belief about how much money I could make. And at the same place, I make more. In addition, outside my job, I make more and more money comes in. I'm an example. Okay? So if you have that belief in your head, it's not true. You can make more money. You can make more money. Starting tomorrow, starting today, starting now. Just change the belief. So counterexamples. Think of more people you know that were at one level and then they changed. They started making more money. How many people? There's a lot of people, okay? Look at TV. A lot of people. They start out poor. Oprah Winfrey, she was poor and now she's so rich, right? All these people, counterexamples. There are people, they start somewhere and then they make more money. Doesn't it happen all the time? You see it. You see it on TV. You see it in movies. It happens. It's real. It's true. So there's plenty of counterexamples. Number 7, create a metaphor. Make up a story. Okay. Let's make up a story about, let's say that you grew up in a small town. Okay, let's say that, all right. Hold on. Let me think. Okay, you're in a forest and you're a mushroom. Okay, you know how when you're in the woods in the forest, there's trees and there's little mushrooms growing. Okay, so you're a mushroom in a forest. A bunch of mushrooms on the ground. Okay, you're one of many mushrooms. And where you're at, all the mushrooms are like you, they're the same height. They're all growing the same pace. And then that's kind of like you and your money. You think you're going to make a certain amount of money. Everyone around you makes the same amount of money. You're all in the same place. The mushrooms are all growing like that. Now, what if, because of a belief change, you started realizing that you could move just a little bit over, you know, your little mushroom bottom could move just a little bit, and there was a little more soil with a little richer nutrients underneath it. So you move, you know, because your belief changed, you move a little bit. And then because you're getting just that little bit more nutrients in that little spot, just because you moved a little bit, just because that spot didn't have a mushroom growing on it, so it has more nutrients, you start getting more nutrients. And even though it doesn't look like you're getting more, you are. And then it comes to a day when the other mushrooms realize, and you do too, that you've grown bigger. You've grown bigger and taller. You have better color. And it almost was like, wait, I now notice that you're a bigger, healthier mushroom. What happened? And all you did was change your belief to budge your mushroom just a little bit, just so you could pick up some nutrients that you hadn't been picking up. It was right next to you just because the ground was fertile. You just hadn't even looked at it before. And then you grow into this beautiful, huge mushroom. And it's really gradual. People don't even see it until one day they realize how much bigger and healthy you are. And they're like, what have you been doing? And all you did was change your belief and look into different places where there was more nutrients, right there in the forest where you live all the time, where they live too. There's that mushroom. Apply to self, number 8. What happens when you apply a belief to itself, or when you can apply that belief back at you? So apply to self, that one's where you take the belief that money is always going to stay the same. That belief is the same. Having that same belief that money always stays the same, having that same belief, isn't that hurting your money? Having that same belief that money is always going to be the same, doesn't that hurt your money? Doesn't it stop it from growing? I think we're going to have to stop this belief that money is stopped, that money has a limit. I think we're going to have to limit our time with this belief, right? We're going to have to stop being anywhere near this belief because it's hurting our money. Okay, so you take the words in the belief and you turn them on itself. Okay, so that money is limited and that we always make the same amount. Well, that same belief, having that same belief, is hurting our money. So we got to get rid of it. We got to get away from it. We're going to have to change that. We're going to have to limit. See, there's a limit. We have this belief there's a limit on money. We have to limit our time with this belief that money is always the same, because it's not, and it's hurting us. It's hurting us. Okay. Number 9, changing the outcome. What outcome is this belief leading me to? What if I change that outcome? What if I change what I'm aiming my mind at? What if I change what I'm focused on? All right. What outcome is this belief leading me to? This belief that money always the same, that'll never change, is leading me to be lazy about money. I don't take steps that I could to become richer. I just don't, because I don't believe they will matter. Okay, well, getting a little sunny in here. Change over. So I don't believe that they'll matter, so I don't do anything different, right? That's what the outcome of this belief is. I'm just going to have sun on me. That's better. Let's help a little bit. So I have this belief that, whatever I do doesn't matter. Okay, so the outcome is going to hurt. It's going to hurt my outcome because I won't ever look for ways to make more money. I won't ever become better at saving. I won't ever invest. I won't ever do new things to become more money. That's the outcome. So what if I change my outcome? I want my outcome to be that I choose my destiny, that I make the amount of money that I want to make because I choose to, that money can be made and I can make more money if I decide to, and that I do decide to, and I do make more money so that I can give my family the life they deserve. I can give myself the life I deserve. I can focus on my dreams. I can focus on my mission. I can focus on what is that I'm passionate about and not have to worry about if I'll make money doing it. Instead, I can worry more about how to make it more valuable to everybody else. Okay? So that outcome where I can focus on my development, I can focus on the development of my family, how much money we have, I can focus on us becoming successful. That's the new outcome. Now, is that belief that money is always the same and I'm never going to make more, is that helpful to my outcome? Is that going to help? Is that going to lead to my outcome? No, it's not, right? It's not. I got to throw away that belief because it is not going to help me get where Sorry, my computer died, so I'm back inside. So anyway, we're going to continue next week, an hour. It's already been an hour. If you want to learn more, you want to see the replay, just go to my website, candoitblog.com. Okay, see you next week. We'll go to step 14. Have a great day. Aloha. Oh, and if you want to get on the mailing list, just go to that blog. And if you click on any of the pictures about the blog, they're going to ask you for an email. That's how you get on the email list. So click on the pictures, enter your email, and then you're on the list. All right. See you next week. Aloha.